Porubsky's has been a Topeka tradition since 1947. It's a place where the pickles are hot, the chili simmers, and the ham salad is one of the most popular items on the menu. And all of those items are homemade every single day. Just over the bridge from the Capitol, in an area called Little Russia, is a restaurant that's a true definition of a family business. But we have a warning for you. If you want to sample their food, you'd better get there early.
We make ham salad, the best ham salad you've ever had.
We make one big dish pan full every day, and then when that's gone, we don't make any more until the next morning. When it's gone, it's gone.
It's not just the homemade ham salad you need to taste when you go to Porubsky's. There are a few seasonal items you need to make sure you test out as well.
In the winter, over from October till April, we have chili, and we only have chili Monday and Thursdays.
One of the must-try delicacies here is hot pickles, and we have to warn you, man, are they ever hot. But man, are they ever good, too.
Old family secret recipe?
Yes, and I don't know it either. I don't know it either, and I don't know the chili. You know, that's Charlie's, my brother Charlie, he does all that.
Oh, how funny. So you guys don't...
You know, sometimes the least you know, the less work you can get out of doing, you know? That's the way it is, honey.
Charlie has been making the food just like his parents and grandparents before him, and it's no easy job either. He's so busy working, he didn't even have time to stop while we did his interview.
Started here, it's been, well, 40 years ago. My grandma and my dad, then just over time of watching Grandma make the chili all the time, as she got older, I started helping her make it, and I just kind of inherited the job as things went on. It's not that hard to measure nothing. We don't always use this old ice cream scoop. And it comes out the same every time. We haven't ever had any complaints yet, so we just keep on making it the same way and people just keep on eating it up. So
on an average day, how much chili do you go through?
When it's cold, we'll go through anywhere from 38 to 50 gallons. It just kind of do it backwards. I start filling up all the kettles before the rush hits. Then as the rush hits, I start working it back on the stove. We have to be ready for them because it all hits at one time. So I cheat sometime and I got the oven filled up too.
But I think the reason why Porubsky's has survived is because of these few eclectic things that we have to offer people and the mystery that is inside those things. That's why people continue to come. They come and try and figure out what makes the pickles hot, and they come and try and figure out why the chili is so good. And they come to try and figure out why this place is so comfortable and why it feels like home.
Today, the restaurant is probably the biggest draw, but that's not always the way it's been. This place definitely has an interesting history.
My dad and my grandma, Grandma Katie, started the business. And it was after my dad come home from the service, and they started, it was a little grocery store and tavern. And the stories that I hear from people back then, it was a kind of wild tavern.
Gave people what they needed, which German people like to drink beer, so. But they call this place Little Russia, but it's all Germans from Russia. They're Germans who migrated to Russia.
This is still a family-run business. The fifth generation of Porubsky's can often be found here. Cecilia, along with the rest of the family, basically grew up here.
When we were little, 7, 8 years old, we had to come down the store and help. My grandma Porubsky taught me to count back change. And you know, that is a lost art anymore.
There's 25, 50, 75.
Now I'm doing it to my grandkids when they come down and want to help Grandma.
Although they've gone on to work at other jobs, Cecilia's sister Teresa and brothers Mark and Matt still work here when they're needed, on weekends, evenings, and holidays.
And you know, that's pretty important, and that's kind of what Mom and Dad's philosophy was. No matter how mad you got at each other and how much you wanted to take, and just, you know, you just stuck together and worked it out and tried to make it in the end.
I've been so close to it my whole life, Porubsky's, and I bring my kids here now because now I realize that it's such an important thing. Like, my family is so close because Porubsky's is here. And like, my grandparents have both passed away, but they're still alive because Porubsky's is here. It's an initiation place for Topeka. You know, when you're in Topeka, you come to Porubsky's and eat.
Coming into the store is like taking a step back in time. It's the way things used to be, the way things ought to be, the way things a lot of us want them to be. So what do you like about it?
Oh, just meeting the people, different people every day. There's no 2 days alike. Every day there's something different goes on.
And my dad, one of his main things that he always says, you treat everybody the same. He didn't care if you were a politician or one of the people that worked on the railroad to come in. He treated everybody the same, and nobody got a seat in here ahead of somebody else that.
Who are some of the regulars or interesting people that have come through that?
Oh, we have a lot of the governors come by. My dad was good friends with Governor Docking. Jerry Moran, Congressman Moran, every time he comes to Kansas City, flies into town, he stops here, and he's a ham salad man. He always gets some ham salad to eat on the way home. I see him coming in the door, I'll have it ready for him before he gets back here.
In other words, you need to pay attention because you never know who might be sitting in the booth next to you.
When people come down here, they come to kind of get away from everything. So at the same time, you kind of get away from who you are a little bit and you just become a normal person down here, and you end up sitting next to a judge, or like Uncle Charlie talked about, all the representatives and politicians who come down here, and a lot of them are on the walls too, and they come down here almost to see, you know, get a vibe of the people, to get a feel for what people are talking about maybe, but at the same time, they're not really a congressman anymore. They're sitting right next to the farmer and bumping elbows, and they just talk like they're normal, everyday people. That's one of the neat things about this place.
People come from all over the United States to eat the food here. Some, who ate here as children, make the trip every year.
Pass them through and get them a bowl of chili, and they said it's always been the same as it always was before, so.
I love it. So the recipe has not changed.
Nope, it's always the same. Make it the same every day, and I just keep on doing it, and it keeps coming out the same.
But it's not just the food that doesn't change. Not much else has either.
Probably the last decorating we've done, like real big changes, was after a fire in 1967. So it takes something huge like a flood or a fire to get us to change our interior decorating.
And like my dad used to say, if the stove wasn't a big mess on top of it, we didn't have a good busy day. So that was always if you make a good mess, that means you've been busy all day.
Honestly, I can't imagine a time that they haven't been busy. Porubsky's is open from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day, but with an occupancy of only 36, it fills up pretty fast. If you know someone who has a successful, inspirational, or motivational story to tell, well, we want to know about it too. We've made it very easy for you to tell us. You can go to one of these websites, or you can contact us through Facebook, Twitter, or you can even send us a letter. Be sure to give us a name, a number where we can reach them, and tell us what they're doing that you think makes them so special.